Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. What a day. I feel like I always start every video out like this. Oh my goodness, what a day. Um, let me, I just realized, sorry, I just realized that I did something and forgot that I did it. You see this bar at the top? I did that. I forgot that I did it. So can you all see it okay? I was just about to jump into Facebook here to see because it's blocked by some things on my side, but I don't know if it is on your side or not. So if you're out there, let me know. Hello, Julie. Thanks for tuning in. Um, I'm just going to jump here and, well, it's blocked on this side too. Can you see everything up here okay? I was playing around with StreamYard here and trying to figure out a way to do these things. And I'll admit, I took this hint from our friend Nile in the Great Beat Extravaganza. He has his set up like this. And I'm not saying mine's going to stay like this. This wasn't even actually supposed to be on here. I didn't think it was going to be on here, but it is. So I wanted to try this because I am Nilay's graphic design skills are crazy good, and I love that he does all this stuff with StreamYard. Like he has these little boxes that go around things, and so I'm just trying to get like one little bit closer to being a little bit more professional with this. And so I tried to do this real quick today, and I didn't realize I left it on here. So it's on here now. So hopefully y'all can see that. Hopefully it's okay. Because I have my, it has a timer here that tells me how long I've been going live and how many people are watching, and it blocks Allegory Gallery right here. So hopefully y'all can see that. I think that's maybe a little bit better than all this. We had branding, I think, down here or over here before. So I've been playing around with it. So thanks to Nila, he doesn't know that I did this. I didn't know it was going to come up here. So I hope he doesn't mind. But trying to get a little bit more professional. He is super professional with his graphics. I am envious of that. I'm very envious of that. So if you haven't watched Nile and Silver Silk and more, please check it out. Even just for all the things he does like this that always come out so good. He does a lot of the graphics for us for the Great Beat Extravaganza as well. And he always does a great job with those. So let me see who's here. Julie says it's tiny, but I can see it fine. Good. Hello, Norma. Thanks for tuning in. Sandra is here. Hello, hello. Harry has joined us. Thank you for joining in, Harry. Suzanne is with us. AG Beat Fam. You're all AG Beat Fam out there. Thank you so much for joining us. Norma says, yes, we can see it. Good. Harry says it looks very nice. Awesome. Sandra says it looks good. Bonnie says frozen here in Facebook land. You're frozen. Uh-oh. What's the word? Reload. My brain, everybody, is completely frozen right now is what it is. It's burned out, more like it. So hello, Marianne. Robin is with us. Hi, gang. I like it above. Thanks. I think it gets everything out of the way down below, which is where we mostly show things. So I wanted it out of the way down there. And I hope that all my stuff is laid out. I was playing with layouts, and I hope nothing else gets weird in this. But that'll teach me for playing around with things right before I go live on something, right? Anyway, what a day it's been. Let me, hold on. I'll be right back. I want to show you. I want to show you, this is my book. This, and now starting on the next page, just a little bit there. That has been my to-do list for today. And I'm partially through it. I'm partially through my to-do list. Yeah, do y'all make to-do lists like just in your life? Like, this is my book. I have tried so hard to make to-do lists on my iPad because I am a tech nut. You know, I love tech. And so I have done everything from, you know, the actual to-do lists, the reminders that comes on the iPad. I've tried countless to-do apps. I have used the note section. I have used, I don't know how many different note apps on the iPad, and nothing still feels as good as this. And I don't know why. I don't understand it. Maybe it's because I have distractions on that. When I sit down to write on this, it feels good. I don't know. It feels like I can actually think about what I need to do for the day. I don't know. Harry says, I just do stuff. Bonnie says, I have to write everything down. Marianne says, rarely make lists. Yeah, I don't make lists very often. But when things are as crazy, like we have the TGBE, we had to get Andrew ready and on the road for his conference, his symposium that he has, and he is now on the road, on his way to pick up friends who took my place because I couldn't go because we lost staff here in the store. So Andrew is taking some friends down with him, so that's good. They didn't go to waste. The tickets didn't go to waste. And you know, I have my trusty fountain pen. I love writing with a fountain pen. This is just a Lamy fountain pen, which are super nice. They write really well. They're plastic or aluminum, but they're inexpensive. And they have a little thing here. You can see if the ink's running low. So I have this. I have my notebook. This is a journal from Ugmonk, Ugmonk. They are another Pennsylvania-based company. They're a Pennsylvania-based small business. They're kind of blowing up right now because they've been doing some desk accessories, and people on the YouTubers have them. And so it's been really good for them, and I'm glad to see that. I've been following them. They've almost had their business, I think they've had their business a little bit longer than us. Or we started very shortly, you know, within the same, and they have blown up. But they're also producing wonderful things like this, and a lot of woodworked things. And so if you need desk accessories and stuff, I love this. It's a leather journal. These pages, they can come out and go back in on these rings, which I use the Circa system from, I just blanked on their name. Trying to think of it. It's not coming to me. Circa, C-I-R-C-A. If you look up the Circa system, Levenger, that's the name of the store. So I use that, and this is the same setup. It's the same kind of system, and they actually fit in each other. So I just like, we got this on they did like a sample sale or like a clearance sale, and we went because we happened to be there in that area of Pennsylvania when they were doing this. It just happened that we were there. And so I grabbed this as like, it was like I don't know what's wrong with it, but it was super inexpensive. So I grabbed it, and doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it to me. And so I have now been using this for the past few days and using it as my to-do list, because if I don't write things down, inevitably I forget something. So I'm trying to be better about this. Every morning or every evening, I go through and I write stuff down. Today I did it when I came into the store. Yesterday or the day before, I did it in the evening. It just depends, you know, whenever I actually think about doing it, because I'm not in the habit of doing it yet, but I need to make a habit of doing this because I do get a lot more done. I notice that, you know, when I'm in the store and when it's super slow, there's always things to do, but there's also an immense number of ways that I can entertain myself. Whether that's watching lives from our friends or, you know, getting involved with conversations that I don't really need to be doing right then and there. You know, there's all these distractions. And if I write it down and I see it on my list, I'm like, oh, got to do this now. Got to do this now. It really helps me. I think I keep saying it. I think I have ADHD. I think I've had it for since I was young. I just had ways to cope with it. And I've never been diagnosed, so anyone who actually has been diagnosed, please don't jump on me for thinking I might have it and not being diagnosed. But it's one of those things that if I don't see it sometimes, I don't remember to do it until it pops back into my head, which could be a year from now, you know. So let's see, what's everyone saying out here? Let's see. Okay. Suzanne says, I make lists. I think it's good. Shipley says, I prefer handwritten to-do lists. Yeah, I have done that too. And I have the Apple Pencil, and I was using that on my, it's just not the same. I don't know why. I don't know why. But flipping open the iPad is different than flipping this open to get to something and writing it down. Don't know why. Robin says, I like to get it done and cross it off. Feels good, right? Okay, everybody, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I do things first and then I write them down just so I can cross them off of my to-do list. I don't know if anyone else in the world does that, but I was like, ooh, my to-do list looks like I didn't do anything today. So I'm gonna go back and write the things that I did and then cross them off. I do that because it feels good, but also it helps me see what I did that day. And when I look back, like I usually try and look back on the previous day stuff to see if anything needs to carry over, and sometimes I'll see things crossed off. I'm like, oh, I could add that to today too, because I could make a post about that also today. So it helps me to write that down too. But it just feels good, right? Julie said, I used to, but now I just can't be bothered to write anything down. I seem to remember most things I need to do. That's good. I wish I could. I wish, I relied on that most of the way through my life. And now things are getting so busy with the store and all the things we're doing. I'm not saying I'm going to stick with this, but I'm going to try. Bonnie says, I have a magnetic paper list that is on my whiteboard. Nice. Bonnie says, I also love writing and fun pens. Me too. I collect pens. I love pens. Sandra says, doing it in an app doesn't work. My brain doesn't understand it. Pen and paper for me. I think that's one of the things. Like, I grew up never taking digital notes, right? I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and in high school, well, regular school, elementary, middle school, high school, even college, I did not take my computer to class in college. It just wasn't one of those things that most people, I don't think anyone brought a computer. It was still the early 2000s. Most laptops did not have battery life that was going to last, more than probably one class or two classes. So you just didn't bring your laptop, and they were big and heavy back then. So I started my whole life writing on pen and paper, and there's just something about that, I think. My handwriting has not gotten any better over the years, I'll tell you that. But it does feel good. It does feel good. Julie says, with the advent of electronics, my penmanship is not legible anymore. Isn't that the truth? You can see, I can't show you everything because there's some stuff like stuff for orders and stuff like that, but you can see my chicken scratch. Like, that's chicken scratch. That's what that is, but I can read it, so that's okay. Norma says, I love office supplies. I don't know why. That's why, like, growing up, I knew I wanted to have a small business of my own because I loved office supplies. That was part of it. It's so funny. My grandmother was so nice. When I was growing up, I was probably 8 years old, 9 years old, and I would look through the Quill books. If you know the Quill company, Quill Corporation, they do office supplies. My mom would get the Quill books at her job, which is the job now that I do on Tuesdays. Not the same work, but the same place. And she would sometimes bring those home, and my grandmother started signing up for them too. I would look through those Quill books, and I would pick out a bunch of stuff like stamps that say urgent or columnar pads. I had tons of columnar pads, and my grandmother would buy them for me so I could play business at her house when I come to visit. So those are the kind of gifts that I liked, were office supplies growing. And I would wander through Staples stores for hours just looking. It's a little different now that I have a business, and those things aren't as much fun because you know what they are used for now. But I still do love pens and paper. I would love to own a pen and paper shop. I would love that. That would be my life. I'd probably make no money at it because I don't think people buy that stuff much anymore. I would probably be have less foot traffic than we do here now. But pens and paper, if I could just have a nice, where I had all different kinds of pens, from like dollar pens up to like $1,000 pens and beautiful papers. That's the kind of store I would love to also have. I could see, but I would buy a lot of the inventory. That'd be the problem. Bonnie, jumped everybody. Sorry. Bonnie, I spell better when I write with paper. Typing is not fun for me. I'm pretty good at typing. I also grew up when they were starting to really teach typing classes. Some of my classmates took typing on the typewriter, and some of us got to use the computer lab. And I was a computer lab kid, so I got to learn on the computer, and I like typing. I'm pretty good at it. I don't have to look. I don't have to, touch typing is good. Hello, Helen. Shepley is here. I love crossing things off my list. Me too. June, hello. Shelley says I do that too. Robin says, quilty. It helps. What's quilty? I don't know what that is. Norma says, I've done that, William, a sense of accomplishment. Yeah, sometimes you just put the things on the list and cross them off because you know you did them and you want to see what you did at the end of the day, right? Jermaine says, ink on paper is always better than something on a screen. I love screens. I'm a technology crazy person, but it's true. I like ink on paper. I love using fountain pens. I love the process of, sucking up the ink into the fountain pen because all my fountain pens I mainly use converters. I don't use cartridges. So I have ink bottles and I suck up the ink with the cartridges or the converters, which I like the whole thing of doing. You have to stop and you have to do that, right? If you're doing something, you have to stop, take time, and do that. It's the same with the record player. I want to get a better record player. I haven't played a lot of records lately because I'm afraid I have a junky kind of, cheapo record player. And I know growing up we didn't care. We had them and it didn't matter. But I don't want to degrade the quality of my records with this cheap, junky record player. And it was good to start out with, and we had old records, but now that I'm getting newer records, and we're talking about vinyl for anybody who doesn't know record. I grew up when we had records. We didn't have vinyl. And so with the records, I like the fact that you have to get up and turn it over, right? I don't have the fancy, the ones that multiple records. I don't do that. I like the fact that you have to get up and turn it over and then sit back down. Like it just automatically creates that delay and that break when sometimes I can be sitting at my desk for a long time and I don't get up. And so when I'm listening to music, I like to have the record player on in my office so that I'm forced at some point, even if I'm working hard, at some point I'll realize the music stopped and I'll get up and flip the record. Bonnie says, that's so cute. William, I used to play Office too, right? Yeah, I don't know why, but I did it. I had in my grandmother's, she had a foyer, and there was a little table there that she had set up for me. And in that table, I had like Play Money, and I had my colander pads, and I had note cards, and I had all different kinds of pens and stamps. I had a date stamp, I had an urgent stamp, all that kind of stuff. And I used to just play business. I don't know. I knew at some point I was going to have a business, I guess. Let's see here. Nancy says, I used to play business too. Bonnie loved. Marianne says, what a great grandma. I know. She would order me big, like these we're not talking like little boxes of office supplies. Like these boxes were probably as big as I was. That she would buy binders, like the 3-ring binders. I'd get binders, I'd get colander pads, I'd get stamps and ink, and I get a lot of stuff. She was really good to me. Sandra says, I've always loved pens, don't know why. Me either. No one else in my family collected pens. I think mine comes from my old boss who passed away. He used to always write with Mont Blancs. And when we were growing up, it was kind of the joke in the family because he would always lose them. So we're like, why would anyone buy $180? Because back then it was like $150 or $180 for the base Mont Blanc. We're like, why would anybody buy that just to lose it? Like, you're crazy. It's a waste of money. But then he ended up giving me one because he knew I started to like them. And I had bought my own at one point, and I really liked it. I liked the idea of it. And, Mont Blancs it's a great brand and very good craftsmanship, but I know there are other better pens, and Mont Blanc maybe has become a little bit more commercialized, but I still like the idea of having something substantial and something that is like, can be an heirloom if you want it to be. Like, this is something you use and you're connected to it. Like if I use this pen, you use it every day, you're connected to it. It's something that you do a lot of work with. And to get something like that that can be handed down to someone else and they can continue their life with it, it's just kind of a really nice idea, I think. Because you put a lot of your energy goes into, if you write a lot, goes into what you write with and what you write on, right? I feel like you transfer energy between the thing and you. And so that's why I like to have the nice things that I like around me. Like I like a nice journal, I like a nice pen. You're not going to catch me buying a cheap journal I won't, because they're good for certain things. If I'm buying something just for the store to jot notes between talking back and forth between me and the teacher and people who help us, that's a different thing. But for myself, I like to be surrounded by nice things that are good quality, that are going to last a long time, because I'm going to put the energy into them. And so their energy has to feed me as well, if that makes any sense. I'm getting so in my head right now, probably, compared to what I'm supposed to be doing today. Let's see here. Norma says, we lost our Office Depot here, and now I have to drive almost half an hour for an office supply store. So disappointing. Yeah, we are lucky. We have a stationery shop here in town. They mostly focus on cards and custom printing. So that's nice if you need that kind of thing done. But she is expanding, so she's getting some journals and some pens and some things like that. So I've been happy about that. Harry says, I used to make ink pens from lathe turned wood. I made over 300 in fountain ball and pencils. I know I have one of yours, and thank you for that. I use it quite often at home, actually. It sits on my bedstand, so that when I write notes before bed or when I wake up, that's usually the pen that I use. I would like to learn how to turn them, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into the making of them. I always thought I might want to. Probably not so much. I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to get showing stuff, because I said I would. Marion says, lots of people like fountain pens, a proliferation of YouTube videos to watch, right? There's a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm not so into it like that I will watch videos so much on it, maybe. When I see a nice pen that I like, it's definitely a thing that, like, if there's a pen shop in a town that we go to, I'm going to it. It doesn't matter if I've seen them all before. I just like the feeling of being in one. There's a calming aspect to it. But I'm not going to watch YouTube videos about it, most likely. Donna says, how about carbon paper? Loved it, making copies of everything. This is in the olden days, right? Yeah, when carbon paper actually had carbon on the other side. Now they have special carbon paper that somehow it writes through and there's no visible carbon on it. Some kind of pressure sensitive something. But yeah, real carbon paper, or when you had to buy carbon paper books and you pull out a carbon sheet and stick it between two sheets of paper so that you can make your own carbon copies. I had all that. I did. Bonnie says, everyone should support these places. If not, they go away, right? They go away. They do. Just like your local bead store or neighborhood or not so local bead store, right? You got to support what you love, or it disappears. And I think there's something to that. Like, in my mind, when I think about things, if I'm not thinking about someone or something, it doesn't exist. I mean, we all are who we are, and we all are, everything externally comes from what we think, right? It's really weird to think about. But if we stop thinking about something, to us, momentarily at least, it doesn't even exist. Like, there are things that don't exist. If you forget about something for years, it literally didn't exist to you anymore, right? That's the way I think about things. And so I think if enough people, come together or don't come together and forget about something or don't use something, it starts to not exist. And I don't know if there's anything to that. Like, I get into these weird things too about thinking and thoughts and waves and all that. But if you stop thinking, if enough people stop using something or thinking about something, it ceases to exist. And that's, I think, both mental and physical. You stop going to a store, it stops existing. If you all forgot that Allegory Gallery was around and you just got, pulled into something else, we could stop existing. And I think that's just such a crazy idea. But yeah, there's a lot of things we forget about and they don't exist to us anymore. I try to do that with people who are tailgating me. I try to forget about it because it makes me crazy in my head. So I try to forget about them, and just like, if you forget about them, they literally aren't there anymore. They just aren't there. To you, they're not there. So that's how I try and talk myself into not being crazy when people tailgate me. Marion says the host of 2 of the tarot channels I watch has done a few on fountain pens and inks. Nice. I do like sometimes watching about inks, because ink is a crazy thing. Ink is something I might like to learn how to make. I don't know if I want to make the pens, but I think learning to make the inks would be really interesting. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining us. Good to see you here. Susan, that would be my first cousin once removed, I think is how that works. First cousin, but a generation removed. First cousin once removed. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you here. So yeah, we're going to get started here with the show in just a few minutes. I don't know what I said I was going to talk. I should pay attention to what I write in these descriptions. I think I said in 20 minutes or so, but I don't even know if I put a time. I think I did. I started to. Susan says your hair looks great. Thanks. My hair needs a haircut, but it's kind of tame today, so thank you. I'm not. If you see me in a video and I'm constantly doing this, it's because I can't stand my hair. And today, don't have to do that. It's okay. It's got its wave. It's okay. I got my little drink today so that I don't go too hoarse like I've been doing. Facebook user says I made acorn ink with Max, and it's a pretty silvery brown. It's fun to forage for colors. I'm guessing that's Cynthia. Maybe coming up as Facebook user. If it is, go hit that link. We're talking about with Max, so it probably is. Max is our nephew. Okay, so I'm going to get started with some of these things. Now, these things that I'm going to show you, we have pendants, we have connectors, we have some of them are just figurines. I'm going to try and point out what they are. If you do want any of these, they are not in the online store, everybody. They are not in the online store. So if you want them, you're going to have to take a screenshot. And I know a lot of people hate this. I know. I can hear the collective grumble sometimes. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making that up. But you take a screenshot and send us a screenshot in the email. And I'm going to pop that little banner across the bottom to order from this video. Take a screenshot of the item you like and send it to us at info@allegorygallery.com. Of course, if you'd like to help our small business, please share this video. And then you can give us a like or a thumbs up, whatever you want, whatever you can do on Facebook, on YouTube. And please follow our business page on Facebook. It's Allegory Gallery. You can see that right here. It's also the same on YouTube. So if you type that in, you should get to both. And we'd appreciate if you follow us and subscribe to us. Our YouTube numbers are starting to go up. They started to go down a little bit. Now they're starting to go up again. So hopefully people are liking what they're seeing. Now these things are not necessarily for anyone who is vegan. I like to put that warning out here right now for all of you out there who may be. These items, they are collector's items. They are from a collection from the 90s. And we bought the collection because we wanted to make sure that these items found good homes instead of them being pushed into a stock warehouse and forgotten about. So these are hand-carved bone, hand-carved walrus tusk, hand-carved lots of different things that come from different animals. And I will try, if I have it on the label, I will tell you what each one is, in case you want to know that. These are done. So what happens are tribes who take these animals and use every part of the animal. Sometimes in order to use every part of the animal, they trade for other things. Sometimes they trade these bones, and then people in Indonesia carve these bones into these things. So they are traded for other goods or given away for other things. But it's so that every part of the animal is used. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, and I like to put that out there. I don't want anyone to be surprised or anyone to be angry. So these are not for, if you're a vegan, probably don't want to watch. You know, we're animal lovers, So I don't think we have to say much about that. But like I said, these are created because there are tribes who hunt to live, and then they make sure they use every part of the animal in some way. And sometimes that is to trade for other things so that these can be traded away and then they are carved. All right, so animals are not killed for these. That's what we are told. That's what we believe from our sources, and we have multiple sources for these kind of things, not just this collection. But we have had things like this in the past. We have carved bone items, teeth, things like that. So we believe that this is the way it happens because we've heard it from numerous disconnected people that it's the same kind of thing and it happens. So we feel better about that. And yeah, so with that out of the way, let's take a look. All right, everybody. I'm going to flip this around. Oh, and I should tell you, I told you if you watched, there was going to be a special sale on these. We're going to give you 20% off. 20% off today if you order any of these within 24 hours. Okay. So by the time 5:30-ish tomorrow runs around the clock, sale's over. All right. Normally, these are, very often excluded from any in-store. We don't do a lot of in-store sales anyway. These are usually excluded from in-store sales, but we wanted to give you all a little bonus. We've had most of these for a little while. So if any of you want them, we're going to give you a little bonus to take them home with you. So it's 20% off the price I will give you. I'm not going to give you the 20% off price because I can't do that mental math that quick, but I will give you the price. And then you can take 20% off of that. I'll take it off of your invoice automatically if you order within 24 hours of seeing it, within 24 hours of it being on this video. Not when you see it, but when I show it. All right. So you got about until 7 o'clock tomorrow, p.m. Eastern time. And that is Friday, January 13th, 2023. All right. So if it's after 7 p.m. on Friday, January 13th, 2023. So pretty much if you're watching the preview party for the Great Beat Extravaganza, it's too late. All right. But 20% is a great deal on these. We did not generally price these to have a great sale on them. So you're getting an excellent deal, I think. All right. Let's see here. Suzanne says, I love these items. I know you have a number of them, and we appreciate that. So maybe you'll grab some more today. Maybe. We'll see, right? Marianne says, most indigenous cultures hunt, but use all of the animals for various purposes. Yes, it's true. It is true. And we are lucky when we can get stuff like this from them that is beautifully done. And, the spirit of the animal was taken into consideration in some way. All right. So I'm going to start from the top shelf, and then we're going to work our way down. I have a lot of shelves to go through. I don't know if I'll show you everything, but I'm going to show you a lot of things. All right. So let me flip the camera around. You're going to see the ceiling for a little while, and our flying creatures, hand painted and hand carved from Indonesia as well. If you like any of those up there, send us an email and I can get you more pictures of them. All right. All right, and I got my little stand out here today again. Let's put this in there to white balance us a little better, because these I definitely want to have white balanced better. And I'm going to scoop my chair up a little bit. And we're going to start. We're going to start, y'all. You know what? I'm going to start from the next shelf. Now I'm going to start this one. We've shown these, I think, a little bit ago, but I'm still gonna do this. So here's this. Now these ones, these first few that I'm going to show you are already bezel set, right? So they're already set. And this is a connector of some sort, or it could be a pendant. You could dangle something from it. Technically, you could also snip that off if you wanted it to just be the end pendant. So you could snip any of those off if you wanted to. You wanted to hang this way or hang this way. You could do that. Marianne says they also thank the spirit of the animal for its sacrifice so they may live. Yes, it's a nice way to, I think it's a nice way to live. All right, so this one is hand-carved camel bone. The first bunch of them with these surrounds are all camel bone. These came from one of our friends in India. They had these set. It came from his personal collection, also that he collected since the 90s, and which for some reason the 90s must have been big for these because a lot of these collections are from like the 90s. So he had it ever since the 90s, and he figured it was time to part with some of it. So they had a lot of these things bezel set. This is $42 before the 20% discount. All right, so you get a 20% discount if you order before about 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, so that is the little frog. And we have a few of the frogs, so I'm not going to show you all of the frogs. If we have duplicates of them, even though they are a little bit different, I'm not going to show you them all. If you like a frog and we sell the one that I showed, then I'll ask you if you want a different one. Bonnie says, I grabbed one of these the last time you showed. Very nice. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. We always like to hear if people like stuff. It's always good when people share. You know, it's one thing for me to say they're very, very nice. It's another thing for people who buy them to show them off and say how much they love them, because people really respond to, you know, consumer reports rather than what the businesses say. So we appreciate that when you share that information. Hello, Amanda. Hello, thank you for joining us. You're just joining us in time to start seeing everything. These are hand-carved camel bone. This is a pendant or connector, depending on how you want to use it. You could dangle from it. You could connect it in line to something else. You could snip off any of these and use them just as one single pendant, right? This one is $82. These are two little turtles on a leaf floating around, which is pretty dang cute. They've got little mouths open. They got cute little eyes in there. And you think about this, this was all carved from one piece. This wasn't like put together. These are not like glued on. These were carved out of one piece. And there's the underside. Even the undersides have usually some kind of detail to them. So there's that one. Remember, if you see something you like, take a screenshot while I'm showing it so that you can send it to me in an email. Please also make sure that your email, when you send them, your photos are large size. Large size. All right, so that I can see. Marianne says, I love the pieces I got as well. Most of them are on my altar. Awesome. It's a good place for them. Here's a little cat with his little handies up. So this cat, we have two cats like this. This one is $42. They're both $42. They're almost identical. Let me show you. I'll show you. This is why I'm not showing them both generally. They're pretty close. I mean, they're each hand carved, but I'm not going to show you both because if you send me the video or the screenshot for one of these, I may not be able to tell the difference exactly. But if we do run out, I will take a picture of the other one and send it to you to see if you want that one. All right. So this one is $42, hand-carved camel bone pendant / connector. I really should be doing this in some kind of order up here so that I remember which ones I showed you. Right? Those are frogs. All right. Here is another little cat with his little scarf. This cat has a scarf, which is super cute. And this one is $42 as well. That is before the 20% savings you can have if you order within 24 hours. And by order, I mean send us a screenshot to the email. If I do not get to your email in time, that has no bearing on whether you get the discount or not. As long as you send it in and we get it in our inbox before about 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. tomorrow night, you will still get the discount if we still have the piece, even if I don't get to it until Monday after the Great Beat Extravaganza weekend. All right, so just get your orders in and I'll let you know. Usually I let you know by sending you an invoice. If it's hard for me to write back to everyone, but if you get an invoice, you know you got it. And do also make sure you get the 20% if you think you sent it in time, because sometimes my brain, you know, glitches. So I want to make sure you get that. So if that ever happens, if I say you get a discount and I forget to give you the discount on your invoice, don't hesitate to ask about it, because my brain does glitch. My brain does glitch. Here's a swan, hand-carved swan. Hello, Susie. Thanks for tuning in. This is $52 for the swan. It's a little bigger. $52 for the swan. Hand-carved camel bone pendant slash connector. And again, it does have two sides, even though it's bezel set. I think they just chose one of the sides, probably the nicer side, maybe. I don't know. They're both pretty nice in this one. The eye might be a little wonky on that side. It looks better on this side. But that's kind of nice, because if you are wearing it as a pendant and it flips around, you're still going to see something, right? You're still going to see something. Hello, Lorraine. Thank you for tuning in today. Please hit the share button and share with your friends, everybody. Maybe not your vegan friends, because they may not like this. They may not like that too much. But you know, I've actually had falling out with some friends because of things like this. But that happens, right? This is a hand-carved camel bone fish pendant. Now this one does only have one bail. So one loop to hang it by. It would hang that way. This is a beautifully carved fish. Both sides again, well designed. And I don't say any of that about vegans to be rude, because I'm vegetarian, and I'm vegetarian because I don't necessarily like having to kill an animal to eat. But I don't have anything against people who eat meat. I don't have anything against people who, don't want to use animal products in any way. It's just all, choices that we make and things that we feel comfortable with. This is $42 for this one. Lorraine says, I have a cat and love it. Very cute. Thank you so much. Cindy says, I like that fish. Bonnie says, I love that fish. I love this fish too. I think it's one of the cutest ones. It has such a cute, I wish I could zoom in. Like, I wish I keep trying to see if the camera will flip to the other camera, but it never does in these live streams. But it has such a cute little face. Okay, now I know there are lots of people out there who love elephants. And I love this little elephant. Nice little elephant, carved elephant. Again, both sides are carved. If the pendant or connector happens to flip while you're wearing it, no problem, because you'll see both sides. Yes, you'll see kind of the edge here, but at least you'll see something. I know Cynthia with Green Girl Studios, she often carves the back of things just in case, they flip around. So it's not just plain, right? It's not just plain. So it's like sometimes you get a lot for the money with Green Girl Studios, because you're not getting just the front design. The back often has a different design. So it's like a dual carved thing, which is impressive, especially for what they charge. This is $52 for this one. Hand carved camel bone elephant. I love elephants. I think they're such majestic creatures. And speaking of elephants, we have this elephant. This one's a little bit hard to see, but he has an ear here. Here's the feet coming down. Here's the face and the eye. Here's a tusk, and then the trunk kind of goes up this way and around. Trunk up, right? Trunk up. That's what Teresa says, trunk up. This one's trunk up too. Isn't that good luck or something? It's supposed to be good luck to have the trunk up. So this one's a little more because it's bigger and it's colored in a little bit more. It's $82. $82 each. This one is not designed on the back. It's flat on the back, but there's a lot of intricate design on this side. So it'd be a lot more money if it were carved on both sides. I know that. Marion says, yes, Cynthia should probably increase her prices. That's a very hard thing for a business to do. I will speak from our experience. It is hard. It's hard to justify that because no matter what, you could raise things by 5 cents and you will have a backlash from some people. But you know, times are coming, right? Times change. Teresa says, yes, it is lucky. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So this is $82. Remember, you get 20% off all the prices I'm quoting. These are not the 20% off prices. These are the retail. You get 20% off if you order within 24 hours of this video debuting. All right. So by 7 or 8, we'll stretch it a little bit. By the time the TGBE Midwinter Market 2023 preview party happens tomorrow, it's too late. It's too late. All right. You can still buy them. You can still send them in, but you won't get your 20%. So get them now if you want them. Okay. We have 2 of these ones. They're similar but different. It's like a mama with a baby. A mama with a baby. So there's 2 different ones. Depends which one you like. This one's a little bit more darker. This one's a little bit lighter. Kind of like the lighter one. I don't know. It's up to you, though. This one has a nice little goofy smile, but that one has a little cute face. These are $82 each. 82. And they're both connectors. Again, they have bells on both sides, but you could, again, snip one of those off. These are really cute because you can actually see the little butts. You see the back with the tail and a little foot. So the baby's crawling over the top of this, and the mom, you can see her little butt back there. So that's cute. That's cute. So these are $82 each. If you like one or the other or don't care, just let me know. Send us a screenshot. Please make sure when you hit that screenshot, if your device asks, do you want to send these attachments low quality, high quality, or sometimes it says small. I know Apple devices say small, medium, large, or original size. Please choose high quality / large / original size. It'll take a little longer to send maybe, but I will be able to see more detail and zoom in like these 2 to figure out which one you want, because I will forget that this one is on the left. And then I have to watch the video all over again and find out where it is. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Okay, next up we have a bigger fish. We have a bigger fish. So this fish, done on both sides again. This one has 2 bells on it. So you have the one here and the one at the tail. You can use this as a pendant to dangle things from. Either way, you can use it in line. Just have it sitting maybe up on, up near your shoulder or somewhere in line in your necklace instead of being a pendant. That's kind of fun. Or you can snip one of these off if you want to use it as a pendant. Whatever you want to do. This one is $82 because it's a larger fish and more detailed. $82 for that. Are y'all liking these? Do y'all like these? I know a lot of you may have seen them already. I don't know. Are these new to you? Have you watched us do these before? Do you still like them? Do you think you're planning on getting any of them? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Next up, this is $82 as well. This is a frog on a leaf. Look at that cute face. Look at that face. Suzanne says, I love seeing them. Thank you. So again, 2 bells. You know the drill by now if you've been watching, right? Pendant, connector, snip one off if you want to. Dangle something from it. This one is $82 before the 20% discount. We're giving you a 20% discount if you order within the first 24 hours of this video. All right. Those are most of, I think those are the ones that are set. So let's move on a little bit to ones that maybe you haven't seen, because it's been a while, I think, since we've shown these. All right. Here, this is a different collection that we got. Susie says they're really cute, just in bead gel at the moment. I get it. I get it. This one even says handmade in Indonesia on it. This is walrus tusk, and it's a face with an eagle. These are in the tusk itself. These are not cracks that were made after, and they are not very, I mean, it's not like they're super fragile. These aren't like falling apart. Just so you know that, because I know you can see the cracks, but none of these are at the stage like that I feel bad selling them, like they're not original, or like they're just about to crack apart. These are well secured. They're still in good shape. Probably just from the cracks that were naturally in the tusk itself. So this one is $50, 50, before the discount. And this one does not have any holes. So this would be good on your shrine. This would be good if you wanted to. It has a little bit of a curve, so I don't know if you could use it as a cabochon or not. Maybe some of y'all out there are I know a lot of you are more talented than me. So you could probably use it that way, maybe. I don't know. You would be able to tell me that better than I could tell you. But this is $50, and it is a face with an eagle. A woman's face with an eagle. And so her face is there. She's got a braid coming down here. There's actually a little butterfly right here, and then the eagle is wrapped around her shoulder here. All right. Next up, we have a dolphin. A dolphin, everybody. I know somebody asked about a dolphin yesterday in the wooden pendants. So we have a dolphin. This is walrus tusk. This is $25.50 before the 20% discount. That is an amazing price. We got really good prices on these ones. So these prices, this is why we don't give 20% off on these or anything off on these most of the time. So this is $25.50 before the 20% off. This is dolphin, and this has a bell on the top. So it would float like that, like it's running through the water, like running through the water, swimming through the water. Cindy says that's a super sweet dolphin, right? It is. It is. All right, so there's that. Okay, so here we have a turtle, sea turtle. This is a walrus jawbone, and this is $30, $30 before the 20% discount. This does not have a hole either. So this is a figurine, we're going to call it. That's what I'm going to call the ones without a hole. This is a figurine. You can put it on your shelf for decoration, you know. Put it on your altar if you have one, like Marianne does. Whatever you want to do. It's just a cute little piece. $30 before the 20% discount. And these are amazingly detailed. I know you're probably not able to see all of it on the screen because of the fact that I can't zoom in, but this has like a little beak on it and everything. Little turtle beak. Next up, we have a pig. I know some of y'all like pigs. I love them. I think they're so cute. This has a built-in bell, hand carved into it. So you know already that this bone was already like that much taller, right? This is a walrus jawbone. This is $30 for this little pig before the discount. You got a cute little tail. And I like the coloring on this and the little blush of brown on the sides. I think it's very nice. Some of them have that. Some are just all white. Or they have white with the black speckles in them. So this is walrus jawbone pig, $30 before the 20% discount. So what is that? $6 off would be $24. So that mental math I can do. $24 for that. Hand carved, everybody. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because we've had some of these for a while, and we really, really would like them to find their forever homes. That's kind of what we put ourselves in charge of doing with these. We didn't expect to keep them, you know, forever. So we want to make sure they get their forever homes. And if we can help do that by giving a little bit more discount, you know, for a little while, can't do it all the time, we will. All right, this is a moose bone. This is moose bone. It's a face with a bear. So a bear head is up here. Its nose is kind of turned up here. And this is a carved face. Has a necklace on, looks like some earrings. And this one is $90, $90. There is a bail created in the back. So you would fish the line through there, and it's carved in. So you can use this as a pendant if you would like. $90 before the discount. That would be what, $18 off? $72, mental math, is that right? $72 for this in the end. $90 retail, 20% off if you order in the next 24 hours. And if you're watching this on a replay days after the sale is over, sorry about that, but it's 24 hours from when this video debuted. It's the only way we can keep track easily. All right. Here is a shark. I was going to say, this is labeled dolphin on the tag. This is definitely not a dolphin. This is a shark. You can literally see all those teeth in there. You probably can't, but you can if you get it, because there are teeth in there. So this is a shark walrus tusk. $24 only before discount. $24 before 20% off. This is the shark. The other side is kind of flat and not detailed, but that's on purpose because this does have a bail built in here, and this would be meant to sit against you as a pendant. So it is flatter on one side so that it sits better. Otherwise, it would be bouncing around, which wouldn't be terrible, but sometimes that's annoying, right? There you go. All right, let's keep moving along. We got some little cute things to go through here. Okay, I love, and this is labeled as a frog, but I don't think this is a frog. I think this is some kind of lizard. This looks too long to be a frog. Some kind of lizard maybe, or something like that, amphibian of some sort. This is cowbone. Cowbone, and this is only $15, $15 before discount. So you would get $3 off that. So it'd be $12, everybody, after discount. Now this does have a hole as well through the mouth, side to side. So you could hang it like this as a pendant if you wanted to, against your body like that. So cute. So cute. All right. Now here is a little fox, walrus tusk fox. See its little feet, it even has little claws coming out there a little bit. And this is $30. This is a little bit more detailed, a little more intricate. $30 for this one, walrus tusk fox. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's sometimes easier when they have, when the bone is a little bit colored, because then you can see the detail a little bit more on camera. This is also a figurine. This one is a figurine, except the two front paws are together. So if you wanted to string it through there, you technically could. You technically could. Suzanne says, all the detail in the pieces, don't see that every day, and great prices. Thank you. Yeah, you definitely don't see things like this, at least at these prices for sure anymore. Okay, we're gonna have another pig, because I like the pigs, and we have them still. Walrus jawbone pig, so another little pig. Again, the built-in bail carved into it. That one you can see his little tail, his little ears forward. This is $30. $30. Okay. Here's another face with a bear. This one has feathers coming down the side, hair in the back, face is right here, and the bear is coming over the head with paws here, ears here, nose here. And on the back, it's plain. There's a bell built in here. This one is, that's like wrong. $35, everybody. That should definitely probably have been more. I can't believe that. But it's marked $35. It's cow bone, and we're just going to go with what it's marked. $35 only. Most of these faces are like 50, and what was the other one? 90. $35. Suzanne says, I have one similar. Nice. I thought I remembered you getting a face at one point. So there you go. $35 before discount. Like, I feel like I'm reading that wrong, but that's what it says. Maybe the tag's wrong. I don't know. I feel like that's not right. Deer antler pig head. This is more of a boar. I would call this a boar head. The bell goes that way, so you would hang it like this if you wanted to hang it. This one does not sit exceptionally well. So if you're going to set it somewhere, I mean, it will sit if you crease it down in like this, but it's not going to sit on something flat. So if you don't use it as a pendant, you can use it as a figurine or on your shrine or altar, but just make sure you find a place for it to sit. It's just going to wibble wobble a little bit. It'll sit on the side just fine. This one is only $24. Deer antler. It's made out of deer antler, and it's a boar's head. $24. How about that little turtle? How about that little turtle? That is a nicely detailed little turtle right there. And this one is $35.50, $35.50, and it's made out of walrus tusk. Walrus tusk. $35.50 only before 20% off. All right. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I can't be here all night. I got things to do at the cottage. Andrew was up most of the night. He took a little nap, and then he was up most of the night at the cottage doing things, working on the sample for tomorrow. I got to show the sample for our TGBE project during the preview night. So he was up making the sample before he left today. He's on the road right now. He's probably getting pretty close to picking up our friends down south before he continues on. But he got a late start, later than he wanted to, because he was up so long working on some kits and working on the sample for tomorrow to show, and then what he's going to be showing you how to make on Saturday for the Great Beat Extravaganza this weekend. So this is a walrus jawbone frog, and this is $25 only. That's a lot of detail for $25. And some of these have the Made in Indonesia tag still on them. They are handcrafted, hand created in Indonesia. These are items that are traded by tribes who use all of the animal parts. So they use the bones to trade and for other things in Indonesia, and then these artists then take those bones and create these creatures, these statues. This one is a figurine, unless you want to wrap something through one of its little arms, which you could do. Shepley said, that's a long drive. Yes, down to North Carolina. It takes usually about 9 hours when you count in all the stopping for gas and grabbing some food. It often takes us 9 hours. Even though it says like 6 or 7 hours on the maps, it usually ends up being like a solid 9. Walrus jawbone pig again, $30 for this pig. Just a little bit different. Here was the other one. Well, this is, no, that's not the other one. The other one that looked kind of like this one was this one that I showed you earlier. And then there's this one. So this is the one we're looking at now. So he's going to drive down to North Carolina, be at the symposium, and then he has to get his butt back home because we have to make a lot of stuff for Tucson. So while he's away, I'm going to be experimenting and probably doing some enameling on things and trying some new techniques. And then once he gets home, we're going to solidify, a lot of the stuff that I tried, if it worked or not, and what he likes. And then we're going to go to town making stuff because we are far behind what we would be comfortable with. We were behind when we started because Tucson came together kind of quickly. Well, quickly, but long. It took a while to come together for us, whether we were actually going or not. So by the time everything got decided, we were already behind. This is a bird of some sort. I don't know what kind of bird this is. Somebody out there may know. I don't even want to guess. I feel like I should know what bird this is, but we're just going to call it a bird. It's a walrus jawbone, $40 only. $40. I feel like I know this bird, but I can't think of what it is. $40. And this is a figurine, obviously, I think, because it has that and it stands up. Just nice. Is it a penguin? Maybe it's a penguin. It's got little flipper arms. Do they have long beaks like that? I can't remember. Maybe it's a penguin. I don't know. Did I say hi, Michelle? Michelle is with us. Hello. If I forgot, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing some comments pop up that I know I missed. So here is a whale. 2 whales, actually. 2 whales. There's one up here, and like a baby one up here, and a big whale down here. Kingfisher. That's what it is, Cynthia. Thank you. That does look like a kingfisher, right? We have a kingfisher cafe here in town. So there you go. They should buy that, right? All right. So this is 2 whales carved. This is walrus jawbone. I love the coloring in this. I love the black lines. Very well detailed on these. I love all the detail they put into this. This is $32. $32 for this figurine. That is before the 20% discount we're offering for the next 24 hours on these. All right. That'll automatically be taken off of your invoice. We'll just take that discount right off before we send it. All right. Next up, this is an eagle with a face. I love the dark on this side, and it's light on this side. This one is a figurine as well. It's carved flat on the bottom. It stands up well. Well, semi-well. You got to get it really flat, and then it stands up because it is curved. But I like that detail. So you have the eagle on top coming up over the carved face, which is carved on the side, and the eagle's talons actually come around the shoulder. This one is $45 only, made out of walrus tusk. Beautiful detail in there. All right. Here's another one of those little foxes. A little fox. This one has a little bit more color on him than the other one did, or her. A little bit of color on the ear, on the shoulder, around the legs. I don't know if this is a fox or a wolf, actually. The face kind of looks like a wolf to me. But this one is $30. $30. And it is a figurine. Again, unless you want to string between the two front legs, then I guess you could. All right. Okay. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny little water buffalo. Tiny little water buffalo with his little horns. Hopefully you can see that. This is $30, made out of walrus tusk. Walrus tusk. All right. Oh, no, wait. I have a few more in this shelf, and then we're going to get to some bigger ones. Some big ones, the real figurines. This is one of the ones I showed. These next ones are the ones I showed on the preview photo. So this is a face pendant. So it's a woman's face carved. She has some kind of feather headdress here, and her hair comes down here with some braids and feathers in there. It's plain on the back. It does have a bail set in. This is, let me see if I can read that price. $88. Sorry, my tags are a little bit, it's printed so small. $88 for that one. $88. Beautiful walrus tusk face hand carved pendant. Marion says the last one's a bison, more likely, possibly. Could be a bison. We just went with what names were written on the inventory sheet. Probably, because I had to help her do this. And that was given to us probably through a few different people. So who knows? This is a face pendant, $88. Here we have, I forget what these kind of weapons are called. I know there's a name for this, and I can't think of it right now. We just have weapon on here. Again, need to do more research into some of these. $34, made out of walrus jawbone, and it is flat on the back, but it does have a bail up here. It's a carved hole in there, so you can hang it and use it as a necklace. Great for anybody. Great for anybody with that warrior spirit, right? Suzanne says, I have one like that. Very nice. Yeah, I love these. We only have one of this one left, this kind. And it's $34. Is that what I said? $34, yeah. Before their discount. Before the discount. Okay, here's another one of these amphibians of some sort. Maybe a very flattened frog. I know they can get flat, right? But it is very flat. This one is $15 only. $15. There is a place carved under here where you can stick a wire through that. You could use some Softlex, fit it through there, and hang it as a pendant like that. Only $15. That's one to grab right there with 20% off. Down to $12, everybody. $12 after discount. And here's a plumpy toad. Plumpy toad. He's been sitting around eating a lot of insects. And it's made out of deer antler. $35. Deer antler. $35. And this is a figurine. There is no hole in this. All right. Okay, let's get to some bigger ones now. Now this next one is a tagua nut. So this is vegan. This is not an animal that was carved at all. This is a Taguanut whale. And you can see there's the nut, right? And then they carved out of this half, they carved the whale out. And this one is $30, $30. And this is a figurine. There is no hole. It says looking, there's a part of the nut here that's cut. Maybe you could get a hole through there and it would hang this way, but I don't think it's meant to. It's not meant to. All right. So that oftentimes, sometimes they call that vegan ivory. It's a taguanut. Next up, a little monkey or an ape. I don't know my primates well enough, monkey or ape. Carved sitting, lots of detail in the hair and the back. And this one is $60. It's carved out of walrus jawbone. $60, walrus jawbone. Again, if you like anything you see, take a screenshot of it while it's on your screen or rewind and do it then. Send it to us in an email. Send that photo that you take in an email to info@allegorygallery.com. If you do that before about 8 p.m. tomorrow, January 13th, 2023, then you'll get 20% off of the prices we're quoting you. So this is $60, so you would get $12 off that. $48 total. Nice. Here's a little bird coming out of an egg. And it's amazing because this was all one solid piece at one time. They had to carve underneath here and carve that out while leaving the bird's legs attached, which is wild to me. That's not in my skill set at all. Not at all. This one is $50. It's made out of elk antler. Elk antler. $50. Bird with an egg. If you like this video, please hit the share button. Share it with your friends. They might like these things too. I obviously like them enough that we bought them all. So there you go. This one is a little bit more expensive. I actually don't have the material that this is. We weren't sent the material. But this is a pirate, a skeleton pirate at that. So skeleton face, has an eye patch. Dressed in pirate gear. Lots and lots and lots of details sitting on a stick or log here with a peg leg with 1 foot here. Bandana across here. And this one is $200. $200. Less 20% if you order in the next 24 hours. So you get $40 off that. Bring it down to $160, which is an amazing deal for as much detail that is in this one. Marianne says, oh, lucky day tomorrow, Friday the 13th. I know. I like Friday the 13th. They usually are good days. And I'm glad we're having the Great Beat Extravaganza preview party on that day. Again, no detail. Cat. It's just some kind of, looks like a, I don't know. I was going to say it looks like a bobcat, but it's got a long tail. So some kind of feline creature. And I don't know what it's carved out of. I didn't realize they didn't put these on there. But this one is $80, $80. I think this one is very nice. Like I said, carving up under here and carving in and carving out the legs out of one solid piece, definitely not in my wheelhouse. All right. These are, and again, these are all figurines now that I'm showing you. Here's another $80 one. This is two cats. A big cat with a baby cat. Their tails are intertwined back here, which is a really nice detail. Sits flat. $80 before discount. Two cats sitting together. I like how this one has its paw on the other paw. My cats do that to me sometimes. If I'm sitting there, they'll take their paw and set their paw on my hand. It's very, very cute. This looks like a mammoth to me. A woolly mammoth, maybe? And this one is $220. $220. Lots of detail in that. Big, big piece. Lots of carving to do. Love the tusk detail. Trunk up again. We are getting into the higher dollar ones, y'all. We've graduated now. So these are the higher dollar ones, $220. Beautiful pieces. These are awesome. We were talking about, see, and I didn't even realize that. Talking about heirloom pieces like pens and things being handed down. These are definitely things that that you could keep and hand down. You don't want these to, disappear. These are really special pieces, hand carved by someone. Someone put the energy in to hand carve each one of these. Okay, now we're getting to the ones that come with some wooden bases. See, told you, things are starting to go up in price, right? So these come out of the bases for the most part. Sometimes they fit in the bases really nice, and sometimes they're still a little wobbly. Sometimes they might be better on their own, but it makes a nice little display piece. It gives it a little extra added special detail. This one is $240. $240. Beautiful. Mom and a baby, or daddy and a baby. Lovely, lovely carvings. And again, you get that little wooden base with it as well. Here's a cat with his little cup. I don't know what that cat's doing with that cup, but it's a cat with a cup. They're getting pretty big. I gotta keep them in the camera. Keep them in the camera. And again, this is made in Indonesia. These are hand carved in Indonesia. They are bone that is traded by tribes who use the entire animal, so they often trade the bone for other things. And then that bone is taken and carved so that it is used. All parts of the animal are used. And this one is $220. $220. You get 20% off all the prices we're listing today if you order within the next 24 hours. And by order, that means take a screenshot and send it to us in an email. Okay, here we have two cats. Two cats, comes with this stand. This one's pretty good in that stand, so I'm not going to move it. Two cats in a stand together, hanging out. Pretty dang cute. This one is $220 also. Suzanne says, Mars is out of retrograde. Is that a good thing? Probably a good thing. Retrogrades generally, I know there are times for contemplation and all that, like Andrew says too, but I would really prefer we didn't have to go through that. That would be my choice. Two cats with the stand, $220. Someone liked cats, like we do, because this collection has a number of cats. Marianne says, checking to see if the humans will notice if it takes a drink from their cup. Probably. I know my cats do that, but then they usually smell it and they back way off because I always have like cranberry juice. Not quite a fan of that. All right, 2 cats again, kind of hanging out, playing, touching each other's paws. Your cats do this, touch their paws and their feet together. Our cats will sometimes, they don't anymore. They used to when they were kittens. They used to sleep together and they would touch their paws together. Still not much their feet. Not big on the feet touching. This one is $220 as well. This one's more, less tall, shorter. Okay. Hey everybody, guess what's next? More cats. 2 cats again. This little baby is trying to get its mama's attention, it looks like to me. Say, play with me or feed me. And again, these come on the wooden bases. They are carved to fit. Mostly, they're a little bit wobbly sometimes. They're not quite perfect all the time, but they do a good job of holding it there. $220 also for this one. These are heavy pieces. These are pretty big pieces. Carved bone. 2 cats. $220. Before that 20%, y'all, you get 20% off. All right, we've got 2 left. 2 left. And this one is super popular, but it's still here. No one's taken them home yet. This is the dog chewing on the belt. Dog chewing on the belt. And this is $240. $240. Dog chewing on the belt. You get 20% off if you purchase in the next 24 hours. You do get the stand. Let me flip this around. See, these are made to just fit. So they only fit one way. I love this dog. I love his little ears, little floppy ears. He's mischievous, chewing on that belt. $240. Do you have any people with mischievous dogs? You want to get them a nice gift? There you go. $240. And the last one. Let's get it out of here. Okay, this one is expensive. This one is the biggest one we've got. This one, let me take so you can actually see it. This is 2 elephants, actually 3 elephants, sorry. 3 elephants. You have the baby elephant down here, you have another baby elephant down here, and you got the big elephant with the tusks up here. Big piece. This is $420. $420. It is our biggest piece, and you get 20% off of that. So that would be $84 off, everybody, if you order within the next 24 hours. That is a big, big piece. It's a beautifully done piece. Got the tail. You got all the detail with the little kids running around and their little tails and their feet. The trunks wrapping around and touching. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Very majestic piece, but a fun piece. Kids are just running around having fun. I love this piece. $420 are these 3 elephants. All right. And that, my friends, is what we have for you today. If I can get this back down here. Okay. All right, let me flip the camera around real quick. Hello again. That was quick. Make you all dizzy. Back my chair up a little bit too. So I hope you like that. If you've been following us for a while, you may have seen a lot of those. But if you haven't been, I wanted to show you. And I want to give you a little discount. Like I said, some of these have been with us for a good while now. That's all relative because they're all different time periods, but they've been with us for a while. And I wanted to give a little discount because we usually don't discount them during our in-store sales. So I wanted to give a little discount here today for the next 24 hours only, in case any of you, because I know all of you who watch, you are, you care about the things we have. And we want these to find good homes, places where they're not just going to be, discarded or stuck in a corner and forgotten about. So it's important to us to try to do that as much as we can. So if you'd like any of these, they are 20% off in the next 24 hours from this video. So at about, we'll give you until about 8 p.m. January 13th. That's 8 p.m. on Friday, January 13th, 2023. And then that sale is over. You can still request them, but you don't get the sale price. So get the 20% off. All the prices I quoted, originally, those prices are the retail. You'll get 20% off of those when we send you an invoice. All right. Okay. I think that's all I've got for y'all today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all excited for the Great Beat Extravaganza coming up tomorrow, preview night. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have, I think it's Candy kicking it off on Saturday. Normally we kick it off, but we're going to be at the end this time because Andrew's in a symposium and he can't do it in the morning. So in the evening, he will be around to do it. So we are going live at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. That's 5:15 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday evening. And then Abby from the Bead Place, I believe, kicks it off on Sunday. And she will be kicking that off. And I think Christy is going to end it again. I'm pretty sure. We have our special guest, Eileen Hall, working with her Sizzix to show how to make some cool Valentine's Day packaging for your things. So that'll be awesome. Can't wait to see that, actually. And yeah, Andrew's off on his way. So I'm going to be heading home to feed the cats and feed myself. And then I'm going to work on a few things probably at home. And then I'll probably end up over at the cottage tonight because I do want to see what's going on. We have some kits that we're going to debut during the Great Beat Extravaganza. Some are very limited in quantity. Some are not as limited in quantity. We are debuting, I believe, like I said, I have to see what he was able to get through. But I think we're debuting the next for February's Global Adventure. We'll be debuting that. We have some Valentine's Day kits that we're going to be debuting. We figured that's a good time since Eileen is talking about Valentine's Day things. So we're going to have a few Valentine's Day kits that we're debuting. We already debuted February's Design Challenge Mix. That's Amethyst. So if you didn't get that yet, grab it. We also debuted the Painted Desert Luxury Bead Blend, which is a really pretty, very soft colors, very desert-like. You can tell we're thinking of the desert. So that is available also if you want to enlarge, and it's great. Those luxury bead blends, we have a number of them available in the online store. If you type luxury bead blend, you'll see them all. They're also in the kits section. But they are great to add to any of the kits you get, and you can color coordinate them and expand your kits. So we start out with the small inspiration kits. They're generally pretty small, even though they're growing over time, but they generally start small and lower priced. You can add luxury bead blends to them. You can add strands from the online store. Right now, almost everything in the online store is 20% off if you use code TGBE20. TGBE20. We've sent an email about that. We've sent a text message about that. We've put it on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube, on our Google page. So you can get that discount, almost 20% off everything, almost. Andrew's artwork is not included. Our enamel pendants have been pulled from the online store because we're taking those to Tucson. That's one thing at least we won't have to make or remake. So those have been pulled from the online store, but I think mostly everything else other than the artwork is discounted. So grab anything you want there and get it while the getting's good, everybody. All right, help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you for keeping our little business in business. And we will see you back here. I don't know if I will be here during live at 5 tomorrow because we'll be preparing to go live for the preview party. And I am the one doing the technology hosting for the preview party, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot. And Andrew usually does the big spiel about all the stuff that happens and where you can find things and what to do. And Sarah will be handling a lot of that because Sarah and Andrew created the Great Bead Extravaganza together. So they're kind of the leaders of that. So I will, you know, I will give that to her. I will that's fine. But I want to be I want to take the time to reacquaint myself with everything that's going on and read through everything so that if there's something that I can add to that, I will be there to do that. So I don't know if I'll be doing my live tomorrow at 5, but we will have our preview night coming up. I'm going to take some time. I have to take our car. I don't know if we told you, we got our car keyed in our own driveway. One car was in the garage, the other car was not, so it got keyed. So I have to take it to get an estimate done for my insurance tomorrow. So I will be doing that during the day while Jen is here teaching classes. If you're local, come in for classes, noon to 4 tomorrow, Friday the 13th. So I'll be doing that during the day. Jen has some questions for me about business stuff and helping technology-wise that she wants to ask. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll have time to get a live together, but it's a busy time. And plus, I'm staying up late to make sure that Andrew, I like to have the I'm here, or, you know, that text. So I will be up waiting for him to make it in. And yeah, lots of stuff. Then the Great Bead Extravaganza preview night and the Great Bead Extravaganza. I worked around our technology a little bit today. That's why this is here, because I started playing around and trying to make sure I know how to work it all with Andrew being distant. Teaching distantly. He doesn't usually do that, so that's going to be different for us. So, but it should be good. We should get it all worked out. Anyway, you don't need to hear all this. You don't need to hear about what I'm doing yet. I haven't even done it. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. Thank you for the chat at the beginning. That was fun, and we will see you back here. If not tomorrow, then at least for preview night for the TGBE tomorrow. All right. So be sure you tune in this weekend. Lots and lots and lots of crafty goodness coming your way. All right. Thank you all so much, very much, and we will see you back here soon. Bye, everybody.